Stop living a life in chronic knee pain and start living a life where your knees are pain-free, where you can play the sport you love again, where you don't have any fear of movement. When I was 16, I snapped my kneecap in half. And after having knee surgery, a combination of poor rehab and lockdown meant that I developed patella and quad tendonitis, as well as ACL, meniscus and cartilage damage, where my screws were coming out of my knee and damaging all the connective tissue inside of it. And as you're here on this page, I assume that you've dealt with a similar situation. A situation where you're in chronic pain, a situation where you can't play the sport you love, a situation where you have a fear of movement. And I also assume that you're searching for a solution the same way that I was a few years ago. I spent the so-called best years of my life in chronic knee pain, not being able to play football, the sport that I love, not even being able to do daily activities like walking or going upstairs. And at the same time, I was seeing my friends spend the best years of their life actually doing what normal people do. All over social media, I was seeing them go out, be able to walk, be able to play sport, do whatever they wanted. And this pain and anguish led to years of depression for me. Then at the end of the summer in 2020, I realised that no one else was going to fix my knee pain but me. And I made a decision in that moment that not only was I going to get out of chronic knee pain, but I was going to design a body that was athletic and bulletproof. And I know it seemed crazy considering the position I was in with my knee, but I didn't care how long it was going to take. I needed to figure this out. Right then, I started learning everything I could about knee pain, nutrition, from all of the best traditional physios in the world. I spent days of my life when everyone else was going out and seeing people after lockdown, in my room, reading articles, listening to podcasts, watching videos all about knee health, but something from the traditional methods was still missing. I was making no progression toward getting out of knee pain. I was putting on some muscle size, but the internals of my knee were still killing me. I still couldn't walk, I still couldn't go upstairs, I still couldn't play football. I was still in the depression pit and I was slowly losing hope again. This was until one day in 2020 when I was scrolling through YouTube and I came across a video from a guy called Knees Over Toes Guy. I clicked on one of his videos and I started listening to how he went from 10 knee surgeries to being able to have bulletproof knees, to be able to play his sport. And the doctor said his knee would never be able to bend again. And I saw him doing stuff like this, fully, with no issues. And I was like, I need to be able to do that. If he can do it, I can do it. And from that moment, I was hooked. For the next 4 years, I read every single article he put out, every single video. I found the mentor that he learned from, Charles Poliquin, and I started learning all his methods as well. I spent thousands of hours researching. Then after years of trial and error, after so many setbacks, and against all odds, I was able to transform my knees from being in chronic pain to being bulletproof. And through this time, I developed my own training styles and methods, which not only allowed me to play my sport again pain-free, but to be extremely athletic and have my dream physique at the same time. Now, I knew these methods worked for me, but I wanted to find out whether I could use it to help other people get the same kind of results. And so for the last 9 months, I've been taking people through the process. I've been reassessing and reanalyzing and re-innovating the process over and over again. And in these last 9 months, something crazy happened. My clients started to experience better results than I'd gotten in less than 1/10 of the time it took me to get them. Enrico was told he would never be able to play futsal again, to just focus on walking and be grateful to be able to do that. And in just 3 months of working with me, he was able to play futsal again 3 times in a week without any pain. Keagan was relying on pain meds and anti-inflammatory drugs to make his knee feel alright. And in just 3 weeks of working through this process with me, he was able to ditch the medication. Ollie had chronic tendonopathy for 5 years, and nothing he had tried over the years had helped him play the sport he loved pain-free. And within just a few months of working with me, he was able to play the sport he loves again without any knee braces for the first time in 5 years. And I've had multitudes of other success stories that are so similar to this, and it's crazy that these methods aren't being taught. And now I've revamped the entire process one more time so I can create crazy success stories over the next 6 months. The Bulletproof Blueprint. Now, this journey definitely isn't for everyone. It's not for those looking for a quick fix without working hard. It's not for those who don't take their own results seriously. And it's not for those who aren't willing to invest time and money into building a pain-free life. However, it is for those who want to fix their chronic knee pain, who want to get back to playing the sport they love, who want to ultimately bulletproof their body. If you join now and dedicate the next 6 months to transform your body, I guarantee that you will not recognize the painful life that you're living at the moment. You'll have a life of strength. You'll have a life of movement freedom. Let's go.